So the first day of college football is underway, and we have a lot of things to talk about in regards to how teams in Florida have been performing on day one. So I'm gonna start it off with the obvious. Last night, FAU played Michigan State, and I don't really have much to say. I just don't think Cam Fancher, and this is no disrespect to him, is a good enough quarterback to lead FAU to a really good season. Their defense is really solid, very good. They he's good up through the ground game, but I don't think he's anything that special like that. S- that's a special quarterback like Nikosi Perry, where he could throw for multiple yards. I think that was a very underperformance, and he underexceeded most FAU fans' expectations. Yesterday night, Michigan State wasn't great on offense either. Aiden Childs, their quarterback, also struggled. Besides that one big run that Michigan State had, FAU's defense was really good. Obviously, you start out with the statement with Bugs Brown getting that interception, but then you go three and out. You force them to a fumble. You get the ball back. Then at the 1 yard line, you get a safety, and then Michigan State scores, and you're gonna hold down 16-0. But then, yes, obviously, you kick the field goal and you score 10 consecutive points. I thought there were a lot of positives still to take. The defense was great. Day Hill covered basically a whole half of the field. Bugs Brown was super good in that secondary. The D line performed very well. Chris Jones was really good. And I'd say that on the offensive side of the ball, they're also, oh, yeah, not to mention Desmond Tisdale was just playing lockdown defense. We know what he can do. So looking at the offense, Amari Hayes. Look, could he do better? Yes, but I thought he was finding ways to get open over the middle. So I thought it was pretty good. Other than Cam Fancher, a lot of positives. So I am in a bit of a hurry because I we're going to dinner tonight, and I apologize if the score changes, but I'm trying to get this out as quick as possible. So right now there's 2 minutes left in the game. 41-17 Miami. That score's a bit deceiving. Florida just scored a late touchdown there, but to start out, I said that Miami was gonna beat Florida. I think I think I said 41-20. Yeah, I think I said 41-20. Um it's 41-17. I predicted a huge Miami blowout win. I said they would curb stomp them. Obviously, that's not a professional saying. However, I was very passionate about it. And they pretty much did do that. I thought that Cam Ward played amazing today outside of that one interception. He struggled on the road. He's 4-7 all time on the road. So there were some concerns for Miami fans going into that. However, 25 for 34 so far. Remember, everything is so far. Throwing for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns, one interception, QBR of 132.6. He was amazing today. And it wasn't even the big explosive throws. He was throwing 4 or 5 yard screen passes, short passes, and they got a lot of yards after catch. Xavier Restrepo, like that one drive where start of the third quarter, Cam Ward probably throws. He runs the in and out or the out and in actually route like a Y zag, and he jukes one defender, then spins around. It was like a 5 yard pass turned into like a 30 yard gain. So the receivers deserve a lot of credit. Speaking of Xavier Restrepo, 7 catches for 112 yards and a touchdown. Pretty spectacular performance from him. Elijah Ario, we talked about how he could be an X factor. 4 catches for 86 yards. Isaiah Horton, 4 catches for 70 yards. Samuel Brown, 3 catches for 19 yards. And remember, all of this is not official stats. It's just so far with 2 minutes left in the game. Looking at the rushing game, I said that Miami has the deepest running back room in the country and probably the best running back room in the country if you look at depth. It's them or UCF, and it's crazy why how both of those are Florida teams, just showing the talent that Florida teams have this season. Damian Martinez rushing for 65 yards on 15 carries. Mark Fletcher, he got the ball numerous times at the goal line. 7 carries, 23 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jordan Lyle got 18 yards. Surprised AJ Allen didn't get much playing time. But Cam Ward still had 3 rushes on the ground. So that is, hold on, I'm doing the quick math. So 22 plus 6 is 28. 28 plus 3 is 31. 31 times running the ball and 35 times passing the ball. I mean, that's a pretty balanced attack. They've just did everything better than what Florida did today. Now, obviously, Florida is a Florida team, so we're going to talk about negatives. I don't think Graham Mertz is that, like, in the most respectful, I don't think Graham Mertz is a great quarterback. Is he decent? Yes. But I wouldn't call him great at this stage yet. He threw for 91 yards, 11 for 20, a pick, no touchdowns. Not a good QBR, 46. DJ Lagway, the freshman 5-star, came in late. He completed 3 of 6 passes. He completed 3 of 6 passes for apologies for that. He completed 3 of 6 passes for for 50 yards. No, 31 yards. My apologies. And one interception. The Miami defense showed up. We talked about Ruben Bain Jr. being the best defensive lineman, one of, if not the best defensive lineman in the country. I think this is the best defensive line in the country that Miami has. There's a lot of positives to this Miami team. You look at in terms of who is able to get out of the after the quarterback today, Francisco Moago was able to have a sack. His brother is the center for FAU, I believe. Multiple interceptions from this Miami defense as well that are huge positive to take. We saw Michelle Powell get a pick, and then there was a forced fumble. So, other than kicking, I mean, I think it's all positives. Yes, there was one missed field goal for Miami there from their kicker, Andres Borgelos. I think this Miami team is going to be really good this season. Something about Miami that we saw in previous years is that they're quote unquote soft. When you look at what's and I'm not trying to mean this as disrespectful. I call a lot of teams good that are soft, like Ohio State University. They're a very good team every single year. I just think that when it comes to blitzing, when it comes to being aggressive, when it comes to hit like going after QBs, going after opposing offenses, and I'm talking about defense only. It's quote unquote soft. Where today it looked like they had a fire lit inside of them, and the Kings, they were just amazing on defense. Every player did their job, especially on the D line. So I feel like there's a different aura, there's a different feel in that Miami locker room. So I'm super excited to see where do they go from now. They're going to be a top 12 team, maybe. Beg or choose top 12, top 13. I'm going to put them inside my top 10. I had them at 14 last week. So, yeah, this team is super impressive. They very much so impressed. We talked about UCF yesterday, but let's talk some Bulls football. Currently in the first quarter with Bethune-Cookman. We'll have a recap on that later. Again, I'm going to bit of a hurry. I would love to go on and on, but do have dinner reservations. Oh, and FIU, I think I pretty much said it. I think Indiana wins. I said, but and yet they did win 31-7. Just a lack of offense for this FIU team outside of the running backs. Now, other than FIU, let's look at other Florida teams that are maybe upcoming playing. And we pretty much covered that all besides Florida State. So Florida State football, they play Boston College coming off that week one loss. Another primetime game when the whole world is watching at 7:30 versus Boston College. So it should be exciting to see DJU play yet again. So that'll do it for another recap episode of the Sunshine State Sports Rundown. My name is JJ Metz. Thank you so much for watching.